So, I should read it in Hebrew and then translate? How does David do it?
Wait a minute, let me get closer.
Don't read it in Hebrew.
And you gotta speak a little louder.
Okay. So we're holding here pay test, that's 89.3. Okay, so the law is, you listening?
No, what's the thing? Say it again.
Pay test Gimel.
Oh,
Pay test.
pay test Gimel.
That's 89.3. 89.3.
I'm making my hearing aid louder. Okay,
Make it high.
what the hell's the matter with this?
Oh, wow.
Okay, now
Okay,
it's
now it's
up.
better? Okay. Can you hear me better?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Wow, okay. So the law is, in the morning before you daven Shacharis, every day you
Yeah,
have to daven 3 times. We all know that.
yeah.
Shacharis, Mincha, Meir.
Right.
So the question is, before Shacharis, what are you allowed to do? What are you not allowed to do?
You're supposed to thank Hashem that you woke up for returning you. Right?
You say Maidani, correct. You say Maidani in the morning. But the question is, before you daven, can you let's say you wake up 6 o'clock, and the davening is 8 o'clock. You have 2 hours. So, what are you allowed to do till then?
You mean if you go to shul or you do it in your house?
Before you, wherever. If you daven in shul, if you daven in your house, however you do it. The question is,
You can't daven before. You gotta do
before sunrise.
the sunrise.
You
What
can't.
do you say?
You can't daven before sunrise. The
Shkia,
Shacharis.
what they call shkia.
Zricha.
Shricha.
Zricha, yeah.
And shkia is after that.
Shkia is by night. That's shkia.
Oh,
Okay, so
So who the heck gets up before sunrise?
I do. I get up at 5, 4.
Oh, well,
no, getting
I
up,
get up at 9.
it could be getting up before sunrise doesn't apply, or before. We're talking about generally. We're talking about when the quote unquote the morning star comes. It's really Alois HaShachar, like about an hour or so before sunrise is already day. It's already day. So the law is that prayer, our prayer to Hashem is so important that you can't do anything before. It shows that it's not so significant prayer for you. Prayer is a focal point of a person, of a Jew especially.
What
Pray
is
to
the
Hashem.
latest time you can do
You can't
shakras?
eat breakfast and then do shakras.
Can't eat breakfast either, right?
can have
can't
a
eat
coffee.
breakfast. We're going to
You
speak
can
about
have
that. Yeah, you can't do that.
No?
But not only, we're going to speak about eating and drinking. Generally, you can't eat and drink before davening. But not only eating and drinking, even doing things. You have a project to do. Whatever it is, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can't do anything before davening. I mean, you
Can I
get dressed.
take my medicine?
Of course, you can take your medicine. Yeah, that's that. Yeah, but we're talking about doing things. Project like raking the leaves.
Like what?
Raking the leaves. Doing something. Doing a malacha.
Doing errands.
Doing errands. Doing things.
Go to the bakery, getting rolls for Kindles.
But let me
getting
ask
your
you a
haircut.
question.
Yeah.
Like if you daven shachris in a shul,
Right.
you're allowed to drive to the shul.
Let it drive to shul, right? Because that's not doing something before davening. You're actually going to shul.
Oh, okay.
Right, but being involved in other things, let's say Arnie picking his tomatoes in the morning, I would recommend not to do it. This halacha, it's not to do anything before
Well, let me
before
ask
davening.
you this. First thing I do, modi ani, then I wash my hands, go to the bathroom. It's here, say the prayers about this, and then I go to shul. When I go to the shul, I don't daven right away because I get there 6:15. The people don't get there till 7:15. So in the morning, what I do is I make the breakfast. I put up coffee. I set the table, put out the juices, orange juice, apple juice, set up, the paper plates, the forks, all the stuff, napkins, and cream cheese, and we'll get them lox, or whatever I'm giving them over there, radishes, tomatoes.
That's sticky.
Sticky, yeah.
But I don't eat with them, at that point, because
But see, the problem is over here, because the people eat right after davening, right?
Yeah.
So there's no time to do it after davening. So the question is,
they wouldn't come back there if it's not
What's
ready.
the question?
They're not
the question
sticking
is,
around.
let's say something needs to be done right, has to be ready. The table has to be set right after davening. You have a kiddush or
Yeah.
whatever they have in the Sons of Israel.
Yeah.
And right away they have a breakfast. So
The
when
coffees
are
are
you going to
poured.
set up the breakfast? If you're going to wait till after davening, people can be out the door already.
Yeah, they're not going to stay.
They're not going to stay. It has to be set before. So when are you setting it? You're not setting it the night before. So aren't you saying the only option is to set it up before davening? But you're not doing anything before davening, so it's a catch-22.
Right. So what do we do?
So should you call Eliyahu Hanavi to do it while you daven?
Is he allowed to do it?
It's a good question. I would say he's allowed to, but I'm not sure why.
Well, tell you what, you might
What'd
not.
you say?
I'm
I think he's allowed to
I'm
do
not
it,
saying the
but I'm not sure
breakfast
why.
is predicated on the minion is predicated on getting the breakfast as a reward at the end.
He's saying it's
But
maybe like
it's
a
an
mitzvah.
incentive for the
Maybe it's
people
like an
because.
incentive.
But if they don't have the breakfast, the thing is, they like sometimes they're in a rush, right? So they rush out of their house. And they got to stop off and get something, a coffee, a roll, or whatever, and then go to
Allowed to
work.
do that? Get a cup of coffee before he gets to the house.
So I circumvent that. I cut that off. This way they don't have to take any money out of their
But I'm
pocket.
allowed to take my medicine.
Here,
Take your medicine.
Jacob, did you hear?
Take your
Jacob,
medicine.
Jacob, did you hear this?
Take your medicine.
This is Shiloh. Rabbi
Make yourself
Bresler
well.
said he's not sure if I go to the shul at 6:15 and I set up a breakfast, put up 2 pots of coffee, decaf regular, set the table, put cream cheese, set all the stuff up. You know, cut tomatoes, whatever, cucumbers, fruit, whatever I have. The radishes, whatever I have that day. Maybe there's herring, maybe there's lox, whatever I put out. So the question is, you're not supposed to do any tasks before you daven, right? So,
But he's preparing.
like I'm preparing
It's a gray
for the
area.
davening. Now, it has, and I say it has the benefit because maybe some of the people, if I didn't serve a breakfast, maybe they wouldn't come to davening. Meaning that they instead of getting the coffee and the bagel or the roll or whatever with me, they would stop off and they wouldn't go daven. You know, they would skip the davening. But this way, it's an incentive. They know they don't have to spend any money out of their pocket, and it's a convenience. And they have a chance to talk with their people after. You know, whatever they want to talk about, current events, whatever, nonsense, whatever they talk.
You could take a shower before davening. 'Cause I usually
So we're trying to
shower in
figure
the
out what
morning.
things.
Are you allowed to take a shower before you do shachas?
Maybe you're doing it to daven better.
Huh?
You're doing it to daven better.
What time is sunrise now? 6:09.
No, I'm just used to. When I get up,
6:09.
I take a shower and then I daven. I put on tefillin and I daven. I'm not supposed to.
That's so simple.
Why don't you do it the other way? Why don't you first daven and then take a shower?
All right, I'll start doing that now. Okay, all right.
That's the better way.
It's a better way. It's a better way.
Much better.
But I gotta wash my hands and everything before I do it. All right. I'll do that.
I think we have a little option for Arnie. We're going to speak about it. So the point is,
Thanks, Chuck.
you can't
Every
do
day
anything
make sure
before.
remember that you're doing a mitzvah, not taking the shower before davening.
You can't do anything before. So Mishnah Brewer brings down that before, if it's still dark outside, we're talking about even when, the way it works, it's dark outside, then it starts getting light, and then it becomes sunrise. So even when it's light outside, that's called a loisa shachar, still you're not allowed to do things before davening. But what about when it's really dark outside? When it's really dark, then you're really allowed to do things at that point. If you get at 5 o'clock and the sunrise is 7 o'clock, it's dark, then that's not a problem. You can set up the table. But the Eli Rabbah says, one of the Achrayim, I believe he was from Vilna, he says, you're allowed to do it. But before that, you should say brachas. Meaning, if it's still nighttime, and technically you're really allowed to do things because it's not really davening time. You still should say brachas. The brachas in the beginning you should say it before you do it. Okay. Now,
But not Birkas Torah, not that bracha.
Birkas HaTorah. He's talking about your brachas.
Yeah, you want to say that?
Yeah,
Morning
say some
blessing,
brachas.
Birkas Torah.
Say that brachas. I think he means all the brachas.
Thank
So
Hashem
what is
for not
the
making me
answer
a
for
woman.
him
So
about making the breakfast before
So I'm
we
thinking
daven?
over here. So he says over here like this. He says over here, there's an opinion brought down that you're not allowed to do any work before davening. What about if you say some brachas? Is it permitted or not? In other words, you didn't daven totally, but you started davening. You showed Hashem, I'm on. You already started, and you say all the brachas. Can you do work then, or no? It's in question. So there are opinions that it's permitted. There are opinions that it's forbidden. We should be stringent. We should be stringent and not only first daven totally first. But I think for Arnie's case, the case of Arnie, where you have no real way to do it, if not before davening, I would say the best way would be to say all the brachas first. Say the brachas, and like that, of course you said the brachas already, so you already have opinions on your side, so
I got another question.
Yeah.
If you wake up, I wake up, when you get my age, you wake up a lot of, are you allowed to say prayers?
Are you going to go back to sleep or no?
Go back to sleep.
You're going to go back to sleep, but now you want to say some prayers.
Yeah, I get up and I thank God that I'm up.
Say Maidani.
Am I allowed to do that?
Yeah, of course you could say that. Yeah, you could say Birchas HaTorah then if you want. You want to learn something. You want to study something. You could say Birchas HaTorah in the middle of the night. You could do that, and then you won't say it later. Yeah, but the other brachas, it really has to be when it's light already, But
I
Birchas
just
HaTorah.
thank God that I'm awake.
Yeah.
You're allowed to do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually saw an very interesting thing. I saw a story that happened about 5-6 years ago in Lakewood. There was someone from Eretz Yisrael, seemed to be a holy man, relatively speaking, and he had a dream. And in the dream, I don't remember all the details, but basically the point was that he had a dream, and it was asked, why is the Mashiach coming already? So many people are studying, so many people are learning, so many people are doing the mitzvahs. Murray's davening, Murray's putting on tefillin, Arnie's doing a whole day mitzvahs, everyone's doing mitzvahs. Like, what are we missing? So the dream came out that there was something flashing, Dalid, which means 4, and then Yud, which is 10, and then Yud Dalid. So someone interpreted the dream to mean, maybe someone in the dream even said it, that it means that it's certain pages in brachas that speaks about doing things before davening. Part of the dream was that Hashem was saying that people don't now respect me. People are mevazah me, meaning they show disdain for me. So the interpretation of the dream was that people do things before davening, showing that it's not important to them davening. Davening is like part of the routine. You do this, you do that, you daven. People are not following the law as it says, and that's why Mashiach is not coming. That's what someone had a dream in Lakewood 5-6 years ago. Rabbi Sorotzkin said it over. Rabbi Sorotzkin in Lakewood, Shimi Sorotzkin's father. So these things are very important. We think that they're like a minor thing. You got to do this, you got to do that. It's very, very important because it shows what.
The one from the Sorotzkin from the Mesivta?
Yeah.
But you can't thank Hashem too much, can you?
I think you could.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't say Hallel every day. It says you can't say Hallel. The Gemara says you can't say.
No, I mean in your own words.
Own words are beautiful.
You can say it all day long if you want
all day long. We're here to what Hashem create man for, to give him respect. That's what we're here for.
Could you thank Hashem all the time that you're alive?
100%. Yeah. We should be thanking Hashem. One of the ways of thanking Hashem is we do what He said to do. That's a mode of thanking Him.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's easier to thank Him than do what He says. Don't repeat that.
I think some people are only doing what He says and not thanking Him also. We gotta do both. Murray's right. We gotta thank Him and we gotta do what He said. We gotta do both things. It's a very, very important thing. So it's brought down Mr. Brewer says, halacha, what happens if you have Jewish workers that work for you? So when they serve you before davening, so really what should be done is that they should wash their hands. That's what it says, wash their hands. They should make the brachas. They should read one parasha of Shema. I don't know, maybe Arnie, before he sets the table, he should say also one parasha of Shema. I don't know what the significance of one.
Could you say the Shema too often?
Say it all the time.
You could say it all the time.
Yeah.
There's no forbidden.
I'll tell you a great story. I just heard about my grandfather. Now I can't vouch for it's authentic, but Rabbi Hirsch said it over. So it's as authentic as stories get. The story is that my grandfather, Rabbi Siegel, he was a rabbi in Manchester. He was actually born, I believe, in I think London.
Yeah.
He was a real English gentleman, my grandfather, believe it or not. And he went when he was young, like in the teens, maybe he was a little old, maybe he was already in the 20s. He went to Poland, and there was a city there, a town. It's called Mir in Poland. They had a very large school over there, and it was the best that European Jewry had to give was over there. So he said he was in his the Bachram. There was no dormitories. The Bachram used to rent. The boys used to rent quarters to sleep in. And I heard that was like one of the main income of the town. There wasn't nothing going on there, so that was like the boys are coming. We have some money for renting out our rooms. So there were 3 boys there, and one boy, not my grandfather, had a book of some books that were not kosher. It said I don't know what it was there, but it wasn't. It wasn't a safe. It wasn't a kosher book. So my grandfather said, "This can't be here," and he threw it out. Now the boy who the book belonged to says, "What happened to my book?" So what's the natural instinct? You say, "I don't know." My grandfather only said the truth. He said, "I took it." And I took it. I threw it away. He says, "If you don't give it back to me, I'm going to kill you." And he went and jumped on top of my grandfather and was ready to kill him, at least showing that he's going to kill him. My grandfather made the bracha before a guy, Kiddush Hashem, he sanctified the name of Hashem. So my grandfather, according to how the story goes, he made the bracha of sanctifying the name of Hashem. That's the story. The end was he didn't kill him. but that's the story. What we're here for is really to sanctify the name of Hashem.
What?
We're here to give honor to Hashem, to sanctify the name of Hashem.
You can't thank him enough.
Can't thank him enough.
Okay, that's good to know.
Can't thank him enough.
Because of my neighborhood. Every minute there's somebody, right, Arnie? So I thank him all day long that I'm here. I'll tell you the truth. That's why I come tonight. I'm telling you.
Arnie, your inspiration. I just had my brother-in-law just had a major operation. Young, in the 40s, and I was just in Pittsburgh by the hospital, and because of all the prayers that people gave, it was a 12-hour surgery, close to 12 hours.
Yeah.
And Baruch Hashem, and it seems like it was successful. So everyone's praying. We heard that they said usually it's not so successful, these operations. It's very delicate surgery. So prayer works. We thank Hashem. That's what it's all about. Okay, so. We were saying before davening in the morning, you have to go daven.
Up to what time can you say shakras?
I'm going to daven first and then take a shower.
First daven.
Let me ask you, what if you have extenuating surgery?
Okay, I'm glad you told me that.
Say you're in a surgery
that
day. Say they put you in a surgery like 6 o'clock.
Just Murray, you have to make sure it's not too early to daven.
And
you daven first.
You don't get out.
No, I get up about 8:30.
8:30. I thought you said 6 o'clock.
I thought you have a hard time.
Get out of here. You think I'm his age? I get up about 8:30.
Murray, I thought you have a hard time sleeping.
What?
I thought you have a hard time sleeping. Why are you getting up
But
at
he goes
8:39?
back to sleep. He goes back to sleep.
Because I keep going back to sleep. When you get older, you get up every couple of hours.
I got you.
That's the normal thing. You'll see.
Let me ask you. So, say a person is in a surgery where it's not him, but say he has to stay. Say his wife is there, and she's being operated on, and it's such a thing that they don't let you leave because you got to stay in the building. That's one of the things that you sign. that you're going to be a chaperone for in case they need you, right? So you can't, obviously, you're not in a shul, you're in an open hospital with people coming and going. So it's not a place really put on to fill in, and it's not, you don't know if it's clean, if there's, in a hospital, even though if you're not a Kohen, you're just an Israeli, you don't know what's taking place in the hospital on different things. You don't know, it's like there's certain things are forbidden to do with the Kohen. They can't go into a hospital because of dead bodies and all these things. But you don't know what's going on in these centers because they're too big. And there's a lot of different things going on. Well, people getting operated on all different. So what's the shaila now? What if a person didn't daven chakras? All right, not of his own accord, but of the situation. He couldn't get out, and he had to be there. He was because this happened to me today. I was in Englewood. I had to go. I got up at 4. I had to take at 5:20 to the hospital by the Englewood Hospital, right? And you sign a thing that you're the chaperone. You can't leave here until she gets discharged. You're not in the room with her, but you can't leave you signed it.
I mean, you couldn't daven, or see, the question is, are you busy with a sick person while you're in the hospital that you can't daven, or it's just you got to be around, but you can really daven?
I couldn't. I mean, I was in the waiting room, just like
you can't daven really.
What am I going to do? It's black. There's goyim going in there. It's only a Jewish person there. I'm going to put on tefillin with the wool.
Forget about tefillin. So you'll daven without tefillin. You'll daven without talis.
You could do that.
Better to daven without
I was going to call Rabbi Bernstein, but
what's better? To daven without a talis and tefillin, or not to daven?
Without?
To daven without a talis and without tefillin, or not to daven at all? What's better?
To daven without talis and
without talis and tefillin.
Okay. So what happened? Now let me ask you something. So say you didn't daven, whatever.
Like something I put on tefillin and talis every day. One day I forgot to put talis on. So
let me ask you this.
I noticed it in the middle, so I went back and put it on.
So say I get here for mincha. Say I get here after 12 o'clock. It's past midday. It's too late to daven chakras. So, what's the shaila on this thing? I mean,
the basic question.
You answer one question. You could daven without talis and tefillin if that's where if you're in like in a battle, like you're in a war zone, and if people are shooting at you, you're not going to be able. You want to daven, so you can take the prayer book out and daven, right? It's no issue, but you can't put talis and tefillin on. So, to what hour of the day can you daven for chakras? Because he told us you could daven up to 11 o'clock. David told us last week you could daven up to approximately 11 o'clock. Is that correct?
What do you say?
Approximately 11 o'clock.
Approximately now around 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
No, but actually, if you can't daven before, maybe you have to daven until midday.
Huh?
With the Evan, maybe you could daven until like around midday.
Midday?
But I gotta daven before I take a shower.
Right.
Okay, I'm glad you told me.
I mean, it doesn't happen too often, but I got caught in a situation. What am I going to do? I was going to bring a Sidurim in there, but what I did read the Rambam. I read a book on the Rambam. I mean, in daven, but I read about the Rambam. The thing where he says he told his son.
But I could put my teeth in my mouth before I daven.
He told his son that he shouldn't get angry. The letter, the Rambam letter. Shulman's grandfather's in that book, Art Scroll. I have it in the car.
What did he say?
So if he was here, I was going to bring it in. There's a letter, but the Rambam.
He has a letter from the Ramban, maybe?
Yeah, Ramban.
Ramban.
And he says, these are the things like a person, he has to be of a thing, cannot get angry at other people.
What did he say?
A person cannot get angry at other people.
Yeah. I should bring in the book, but I thought if
well, that's what Rabbi Heisler's always saying. You're not supposed to get angry. But sometimes it's hard.
You can't get angry at your wife,
I know. Who? Who gave a class?
No good comes of it for sure.
Someone gave a class today or yesterday. I came in the afternoon.
Right.
I didn't tell my wife that. Where they said you gotta respect your wife.
Rabbi Cass.
Who was that?
Rabbi Cass.
Have we cast in it?
He said you always gotta respect your wife.
Are you going tonight to the Testament?
Yeah.
I can't go.
You
I
going?
want to go. How can I? It was at 4:00. I can't do it. I mean, it's impossible. And I worked the night before. I can't do it.
Yes, I think the real question over here is if there's halacha if you couldn't daven. If you couldn't daven, so you could daven 2 minchas. You ever heard of something?
Because you
You
what?
can make a catch up.
Yeah.
If you miss one davening, there's a mincha. Let's say if you got shachas by mistake, so you could daven 2 minchas. You know.
You
Oh
could?
yeah, we went over that.
Right.
You could dive in 2 minutes?
2 minchas, yeah.
But you gotta do the main mincha first and the other one after.
Mara, you should be giving the class. Why am I giving the class?
We
You
talked
daven-
about that
Dive in
last
2
week.
minutes instead of chakras? If you
If you forgot, so I think the question would be.
no. What if you didn't forget?
You gotta do
no.
mincha and then
It's
you
not
can
this.
do
It's not.
chakras after.
It's not the
Right?
thing. I didn't forget. It's
never
not something I
forget.
forget. No, not something. Would I forget or did I forget? It's not something. I wouldn't forget. It would have to be on purpose. Do you understand?
Purpose you can't do double. It's only if it was by mistake. If it was on purpose, then
Can't do it.
Then you can't do it.
No.
You want me to give the class next week?
Gotta ask David Rosenthal.
Yeah, where is David?
Oh, David. He's at Shalom. He's got that lecture
class too?
tonight.
Huh?
He's got that lecture tonight. Shalom Torah. They have. It's on the wall there. It must be on one of these boards. Look on some of this.
Okay, so
Oh, I did get it, but I didn't realize.
okay, so now there's another halacha, very very important halacha we want to know here about not only you can't do things before davening, you can't go on a way. You
Wait a
can't,
minute, start again. I didn't read
before Shachris, the halacha is that not only you can't do things, talking about maybe taking a shower, maybe forbidden, right? But you can't. The Shulchan Aruch says, which is you have to abide by it. It says you can't go away. You can't go on the way before davening. Before you daven in the morning, you can't go on a way. You can't go traveling. You can't travel on the way.
You can't travel before you daven.
No, you got to go right to davening.
What
Meaning
about
that
the
you can't
people
go to the
that
store and get a
have to
newspaper.
travel to shul?
That's fine.
You can't get it. That's all right, but you can't travel.
Oh,
You
that's
want
not considered
to go
That's not travel.
to Dunkin' Donuts and get a coffee. You can't. You want to go to the newspaper. You can't. You got to come right to the shul. Once you leave your house, you got to come right to the shul.
Right. So the question is here. It says an interesting halacha that not only does this apply before Shachris, but the halacha of going and traveling before davening applies to Mincha and Ma'ariv also. Meaning the halacha of doing things we're talking about before Shachris, setting a table before Shachris, that would be forbidden. But the halacha
But setting a table for
Wait a
members
minute,
coming
you can't
to
do
the
things
shul.
see that it might be permitted. We're not sure. Maybe
But
setting a
this-
table
Wait a
for
minute, wait a minute.
this
it doesn't
only
take.
meant-
You say you can't do
This-
things before mincha, Mara?
No, I didn't say you can't do things. What I said is you can't go on the way, you can't travel before Mincha Ma'ariv also. That's what it's brought down.
What if you gotta go to work?
What do you know? So you'll daven first.
Now wait a minute, you're gonna daven mincha in the morning?
No, talking about in the afternoon. Let's say it's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now you decide you want to go to New York to visit your daughter, let's say. I mean, where does she live?
Yeah.
She lives, I don't know where. So the question is, should you daven and then go? Or travel and then daven? What's first? So the Mishnah Berurah brings down that as it relates to traveling, you can't travel before davening, Mincha or Ma'ariv. We have a wedding tonight. We have a wedding tonight in Muncie, right? Rabbi Kesterman, he gave you an invitation.
No.
You're invited. I don't think he'll come. You know who he is, Rabbi Kesterman? Okay.
The redhead.
So the question is the redhead. Yeah, the short one with a long beard. Yeah.
He's here during the day, not here Wednesday night.
Yeah. So the question is, so should we daven by the wedding, or should we daven here first and then go? So what the Mishnah Brewer is saying,
Well, yeah, that's
they should first daven and then go. Not go and daven over there. You should first daven and then go. So I was speaking over Rabbi Hirsch. I said, some people are not so careful about this. Shachris okay, but Ma'ariv.
That's right, Shachris, I can see it.
See,
but Mincha and Marav, I mean, you got things to do.
You got things to do. Going on the way, you should daven first. Going on the way, you should daven first. So Rabbi Hirsch had a question.
So how come here,
Yeah.
when we daven Marav, some people leave before Marav and daven Marav in Lakewood? Explain me that.
Well, I can give you two answers.
No, I want Rabbi Bresler to explain it. Thank you very much. I posed this question to Rabbi Bresler because he just said the opposite.
I know what he said. I'll give
Okay,
you two answers.
so
if he doesn't.
I want to get his take on it. You just made a statement.
Yes.
So I gave you the example. Case,
Shkaya.
yeah, I caught him. I caught him red-handed.
We may have an
It's a
answer.
Shiloh. It's a
It's
Shiloh.
a good question. It's a good question.
It's a good question,
We'll stay with
right?
the question. We're not going to answer it. Let's stay with the question.
Sometimes
Let's think
the
about
question
it.
is better than the answer.
That's
the
right.
question's-
Oh, very
the question's
good.
better than the answer. There's no question. Arnie had a good point. Why do we leave? The Wednesday night class, we're always leaving to Lakewood before Ma'ariv.
They do. Not everybody, but a few of them.
Why do you do that?
Why do you do that? Let's stay with a question. We don't always have to answer ourselves. We don't always have to answer ourselves. We could think about it. Maybe we should daven first, maybe we shouldn't. But we'll stay with a
Now,
question.
if you said,
No, but you're doing a
see,
mitzvah
this is
because
the
you're
thing.
bringing
There's
me
two
into
theories.
David Marav.
Hey, I'll give you the theories. I'll give you the theories. There's two theories. Like, if you're in a strange town and there's two places to have a minyan, you get more credit to go the farthest away. All right?
Okay. That's correct. If you have two shuls, you go to the further
one that's 2 miles
If you have
away
two
and one's
shuls, you go
across
to
the
the further
street.
shul.
If you go to the one
more
2 miles
fair.
away,
Cash
the one
in.
that has a minion,
Cash
you get
in.
more credit than the one that you go across the street.
Yeah, you got like a credit card.
So that
It's
you
just a
could
mass
have
miles.
used
It's like miles.
as an answer.
No. We're struggling more here than we do in Lakewood. What are you talking about? This is Marlboro.
Okay.
Did I
Mark
see-
said, I said, hi Howard, hi. Mark said,
Yeah.
we struggle here, so you really shouldn't go over there. It's a distance.
Yeah, we'll ask Rabbi
Oh, we
Heisler.
have to go inside.
Ask Rabbi Heisler the question.
Yeah.
Oh, we're coming in. We're going to come in.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, thank you very much.